All right, guys, we are live. Welcome to our spoiler review of Captain America Civil War. And with me, I have Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. And joining us from the UK at roughly past his bedtime, supposedly,
Yeah,
is Ryan from Beginners Tech. How's it going, man?
not bad, man. Thanks for having me on. It's past midnight here, so
I mean, it
if I
doesn't mean
fall, if I
anything.
fall asleep, I'm sorry.
Dude, it's Saturday, man. Come on, come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
It's
so
party time.
yeah. So let's talk Captain America Civil War. All right. I gave some of my thoughts yesterday, but I'm gonna start off with you, Lou. What did you think of the movie? Before we get just your general what did you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it. I liked it. The movie was fun. I had another buddy was like, "Oh, this movie by far was the worst out of all the Captain America movies." I was like, "What are you smoking?"
Wow.
But
Wow.
you know what? To everyone's preference, that is their opinion. He didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I did love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was awesome, and Black Panther was cool, but he kind of got handled a little bit in some of this fighting.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right, Ryan, how about you? What did you think? What was your because you've seen it what three times, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
basically torturing me on Twitter like, yeah, I just came back from seeing it again.
yeah. I enjoy tweeting every day, like, yeah, seen it again. So I'm going to make a bold statement, man. A very, very bold statement.
Okay.
I think it's the best Marvel movie yet. And I've got a reason for that. I know before everybody goes absolutely crazy.
Okay.
All the best Marvel films have multiple characters. We get to see a moment of each character, but it still pushes forward like the series and concludes with an awesome plot. So honestly think they absolutely nailed it, man.
Okay.
And best Marvel film, yeah. That's it in a nutshell.
All right.
I'm
Uh,
out.
I mean, I stated some of the stuff yesterday, but for me, it was very good. It wasn't the best Marvel movie. I would put it as the second best Marvel movie.
Oh.
There's, I still prefer Winter Soldier over this, but um, to me, Spider-Man made this movie. Spider-Man in this movie was completely awesome. Spider-Man and then Black Panther, which kind of been like for me, I go. So if Marvel didn't get Spider-Man back, then what would have happened with this movie? Because he was, to me, he was the best part. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know, like Spider-Man was really good, and it was awesome to. Well, it was probably the best Spider-Man we've seen yet, really.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, yeah, definitely.
It took it back to the roots, and um, I just can't wait to see where they go with that Spider-Man next.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Lou, you still there, or did you just
I,
tap out?
I'm I can hear you. I'm just put my camera off for a second.
So what were your best parts in it?
I like Giant Man.
Oh yeah, Jamman was cool. It was cool.
I
As much
thought,
as I like Falcon telling Spider-Man, "Dude, we're in a fight. You talk a lot."
yeah, I was like absolutely crazy line, man. That's probably one of the best lines. Um, the scene where they're all going to town and Spider-Man's just like this crazy kid in his first fight. It's pretty awesome how they portrayed it, man. It's
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, like for me, I agree with you. I like the whole part where, he starts off with when he blocks Winter Soldier's punch. He's like, "Dude, you have a metal arm," and he just keeps talking and
yeah,
talking. And Tony Stark's like, "Yeah, yeah, just cut it, man. Like, we don't want to hear, your yapping here." So
Yep.
they got that right with it. The fight scenes were cool. All of them were really good. Like, starting from the first ones early with Winter Soldier all the way down to that main one. But now the question is, what didn't you like? I know you, for Ryan, this is the best Marvel movie ever. So is there anything you didn't like, or are this something you're like, I wish they changed or improved?
I, I find it hard. I find it hard to nitpick with this movie, man. Honestly, I was before I come on, I was trying to think of stuff that I didn't like, and I can't really think of anything that I didn't like. I mean,
Marvel fanboy. That's what he is. Marvel fanboy.
no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not at
I
all,
mean,
not at
you can see. Look at his hat, man. Come on, look at that hat right there. I mean, it's just all Marvel characters. I mean,
all. I don't know. Honestly, I thought they nailed it
okay.
in every aspect. I mean, Black Panther, Chadwick played an awesome character, but I felt maybe we could have seen a bit more of him as he was portrayed in the comics, a bit more badass.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man stole most of his screen
Yeah,
time. Remember, like
yeah.
they started shooting, and then they got Spider-Man, and they were like, "Okay, sorry, Chadwick, that's enough."
You out, Spider-Man's in. Yeah,
Chadwick was used perfectly.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, like I think more in terms of his fighting, where I wanted to see more of that because we saw snippets of him, with his moves, but then, when it came to him doing more, we just didn't see. I guess maybe you could say they didn't want to spoil it too much, also again, too,
yeah.
with him. How about you, Lou? What didn't you like?
Uh, Thunderbolt Ross. He was like a grumpy old man.
I mean, he's always been a grumpy old man, man.
Yeah, but he when he goes to Steve, oh well, where's Thor and Bruce Banner? Well, they could have easily said Bruce Banner. Last we saw, he was in a Quinjet. We don't know where he went.
And Thor went
And
back out.
Thor went back home. Why can't they say something like that? It's like really, they don't have to keep that secret.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was wondering that myself. Like that part, I was like, why not just explain it? Explain exactly what happened. I don't know why they kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical Marvel movies. They try not to over-explain certain things,
Yeah,
which kind of leads me to mine. Mine, I hated the villain completely. He was not useful at all in the
Which
movie.
one?
Zemo.
Crossbone, no,
Oh,
dude.
both,
Crossbones got the short end of the stick.
both of them,
yeah,
both of them were useless. Crossbones was useless. Zemo was useless. You know why? Because Zemo, literally, you could have continued the storyline and said that somebody who worked with Von Strucker from the last movie is controlling Winter Soldier. Done. I mean, they were going to fight anyway. From the very beginning, the
yeah.
team was going to fight. So
I
having
think
him,
having Zemo though, and him obviously with the bomb plot and stuff, helped bring
yeah,
Black Panther into it. I suppose they had to find a way to get him
I mean,
in.
yeah, true, but I felt like with Zemo, they should have done more with him. I get he wanted to have revenge, but
Yeah,
in something where he's like, you know what, it's not no more revenge. I can now do something where I can now cleanse the world
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
but he was just like, I just want revenge, and I was just like, really, dude,
I mean,
come on.
I kind of feel like it was a movie you didn't even need a villain really. Did
No,
anybody else feel
exactly.
like
It
that?
it didn't need one, so they didn't have to put one, which is why I was like, come on,
No.
just
but
keep him
Zemo's
aside.
conflict, it paid off more in Russia, where Tony Stark learns the truth about his mom and dad. Granted, I'm trying to figure out why his mom and dad were driving in a 1990 Cadillac to begin with, when he has all this money in the world, but yet he wants to be pushing in a bromobile. Come on, man. I mean,
I mean,
that part, yeah, that part was a little off to me, off-putting. But hey, to each is their own. I guess Howard Stark had his thing for caddies.
it's probably what it is, but that whole scene at the end where he fights, where Captain America and Iron Man and Winter Soldier fight each other. I half bought it because I get it. Tony Stark sees his parents getting killed by Winter Soldier. Any human being will get pissed, but he also knows the Winter Soldier has been controlled by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect him to want to kill him. I want to say, you know what? Let me take some frustration out, and that's it. So that's why I like. After a while, I was like, come on, this fight should have stopped like now. It was cool. I'm glad it didn't stop. but it was just one of those where I was like, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
one and a half dozen in there.
I mean, let's be real. Once Winter Soldier got his arm blown off,
He was done.
he was done. But so was Cap. because Tony kicked it into a different drive and started wailing on Cap. And it took Winter Soldier grabbing his leg for Cap to get the upper hand.
Yeah, true. But you know what it is though? I said this yesterday. I said Tony Stark is greedy, right? So when Vision shot Rhodey, right? If Vision had shot Tony's suit, Tony would have a backup power system that would help him out so he wouldn't crash land at all. You know there was no way that would have happened to Iron Man.
Nah,
No way.
He'd had some underground drone that comes up and catches him.
Exactly.
Like I told you yesterday, Tony loses his suit. He calls Victoria, and Victoria comes and saves him.
Yeah. I was like, man, Tony,
dude,
come on.
I get that Rhodey fell and broke his back, but he should have really been dead.
No, the suit has a lot of compression armor in there and padding.
I was thinking that too, but that was a super. That's one hell of a height that he fell from.
I mean, look, you just have to buy it what it is. For me though, I actually wanted somebody to actually die in the whole storyline because I think it would have really.
Well, you did get a lot of death, just not important death.
No, the only 10 people died.
Dude, there was more people who died. You counted 10 people in the beginning. The King makes 11, and then everybody else in that damn explosion, and then the explosion where Wanda sent Crossbones up into the air and into a building, took out 3 floors.
It's like every other Marvel movie, I suppose. It's like they try and take away from the deaths of all the innocent people, but obviously at the start of this film, they really highlighted it. How superheroes. I mean, it's kind of like Batman, Superman film. I mean, they probably cause a lot more deaths than what they're trying to save. Like.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the same thing where I was telling a buddy of mine called me up and I was like, well, for me though, like I said, I enjoy the movie. I think it's fantastic. I didn't buy the logic of we're afraid of the superheroes because of all the deaths, because in every other Marvel movie, they make it like 2 people just died or something, right? It's a very small number. And then when you watch Batman Superman, 5,000 people died because Superman just threw a punch. So
you know where they messed up though? When Thunderbolt was talking about all the deaths in New York, Washington, he left out London. It's like they totally skipped.
Oh, where Thor? Yes. Yeah, they don't.
Thor brought some havoc.
Yeah, America doesn't care about the Brits, man.
I mean,
it's like it's only a Brits, man. Just let him die. It's always the same. We're used to it, man. We're used to it.
So it's like I see they don't want to highlight their deaths.
Yeah.
But I felt Zemo was actually a cool villain.
I didn't like him at all. See, because to me, Zemo was look at it this way, right? Like Ryan said, you didn't actually need a villain in this, other than that causing that explosion in there, right? But really, you didn't need one in this movie because.
But yeah, you did, because who blows up that building with the King?
Yeah, a remnant of Hydra. No, I'm just saying that the way they used him, he was so tiny that you could have said some foot soldier of Hydra did it and be done.
But supposedly, Hydra's been eliminated.
Yeah, whatever.
They wiped out all of Hydra. The only one founding Hydra member right now is Hive.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying that it just didn't.
Isn't Zemo a Hydra leader?
No, he's not part of Hydra in the comics.
He wasn't part of Hydra in the comics?
No.
Okay, I thought he was. That's why I was like a little off-putting with him. And then his reaction towards the end, when Martin Freeman's talking shit to him, and he's like, "Do you think this is the end?"
Yeah, I mean, no, he just didn't do anything as a villain at all.
He served a purpose in a way. In my opinion, he served a purpose. Whether you didn't think so, hey.
I'm important, okay? So it means you were wrong, and he was terrible.
Crossbones had the real short end of the stick, because he could have been a villain that played out in future films, going up against Cap and Falcon and all that shit. Like, he's mad at Cap for bringing down a building on him, but in reality, he should be mad at Falcon for leaving his ass in there to get crushed.
I mean, yeah, true. All right, question here is, what do you guys think about? What do you think will happen with the Avengers team now that Captain America at the end of the movie he frees everyone from prison, right? And of course, those guys are not going to hang out with Tony Stark anymore. Pretty much, Stark only has Vision and
No one.
himself. No, Vision. That's it.
Well, Vision and Rhodey.
And no, Rhodey's,
Dude, by the next movie, Rhodey will be back to 100%.
I guess.
Especially with Tony Stark's inventions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
He'll be living in a suit full time.
And Tony kind of got Spider-Man in his corner too.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, if I'm Spider-Man, I'll be careful hanging around with Tony Stark, though. He'll bite you. Yeah, he's
Tony will mess you up, man.
yeah.
I love how they did it though. I've only been Spider-Man for 6 months.
I mean, yeah, it made sense. It made sense.
It made perfect sense. A kid growing up idolizing Tony, but then Tony shows up to his apartment and is flirting with Aunt May. My question is, what happened to Pepper Potts? Did him and Pepper break up?
Yeah.
I guess
they're on a break, really. So.
I mean, they just didn't want to put her in the movie, and it would cost
I
more
get that
money.
they didn't want to put her in the movie. That's fine. But that reaction he had when he was giving his little speech, when we saw, I swear, this is the second time that they have made these actors look 30 years younger than what they really are.
Oh yeah, when he was talking about his parents and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that one line where Pepper comes up and then he freezes.
Yeah. But in Ultron, remember Pepper was pissed at him because he was never going to leave Iron Man. He was never going to settle
Oh,
down.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
So,
He wasn't in Age of Ultron either.
So they probably led on from a.
Yeah, they having a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a 4-year break.
Like a Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner type break, something like that.
Speaking of Ben Affleck, he has become the executive producer of Justice League.
I mean, yeah, that was gonna happen. You had to put somebody who.
That's just a way of saying that's how you get paid, homie.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Affleck is gonna get paid, but back to Spidey though, quickly. How do you think they're gonna play Iron Man in the Spider-Man movie? Because he's gonna be in it. We've seen that Tony. Now, to me, I said it when I left the theater. I was like, Spider-Man cannot be broke anymore. We cannot have a poor Spider-Man because Tony now is bankrolling him.
Yeah, and he's getting him cool suits and stuff.
Is he?
I mean, he gave him a grant, right? No, I mean, like, Tony gave him a grant, so at least his aunt has to see some of that fruition of what that grant is all about. And he can't be broke. I mean, that would just make no sense. Like, you call this kid up, take him to Russia, he goes, fights for you, and then you're like, sorry, man, you can go work at the Daily Bugle. I mean,
he probably gives them some money when they need it, like he helps the aunt out anonymously. And Peter will do a little probably work for the Bugle.
No, that's just you know what? That's just called selfish billionaire. Sorry, you dropped like $1 million in his bank account. You call it a day. This is how you do it.
We know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know, true. I know.
And then we really don't know how big of the role Tony has in this movie.
I think it might be just a continuation of that scene where they do the introduction, or maybe giving him a suit or something like that.
Well, he already gave him a suit.
Update of the suit. Because
he gave him that little suit that he's wearing now.
No, I mean like update maybe when he's fighting Vulture or someone like that.
I see the Iron Spidey suit coming in the next movie.
That might be it.
Why not? Why bring Tony in if you're not going to explore that idea? I mean, you at least explore it. Be like, hey, look, I gave you this suit too.
I mean, I think that's the suit that you save for
the main fight in the end of the movie.
No, Infinity War, because if he wears the Iron Spider suit, none of his villains can touch him already at that point. So you want to save that for Thanos, because you're gonna have somebody that's just much stronger than all of them combined in there. And then Black Widow cannot show up in Infinity War. She has no place fighting Thanos. She and Hawkeye are too weak. They will get evaporated like.
Hawkeye's like your friend, man, that you take out to the bar, and he's like, too old and too beat up, but he still wants to start fights with all the young guys, man. They're like, go and have a drink, man. Just chill. Man, I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
I can see those two characters playing a factor as long as there's an army that Thanos brings with him, and they're helping to fight that army. Because it's true. Then why would Daredevil show up if they do try to incorporate him? I can understand Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, and even Danny Rand.
Yeah,
I mean, why do you incorporate the Punisher if they do that too? What, to blow alien heads off? Okay, then sign me up.
Yeah.
No,
But I mean,
I think when Thanos comes to town, it's going to be the elite, elite of the elite.
Yeah, you're gonna have Wanda, Vision, Iron Man, Spidey, Cap, Bucky, and Black Panther.
I think Spider-Man will even have a hard time dealing with Thanos, but I mean, it will be there, I'm sure. But
yeah, and I mean, all of them will have a hard time dealing.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the only two people who can really go against him are Vision and Wanda. That's it. Everybody else really would. By the time they start running forward,
Game over.
Oh yeah, and Doctor Strange. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's probably the ace in the weapon right there. So, yeah. I mean, all right. I guess we should round up. Final thoughts. Start off with you, Lou. Just your wrap up of what you think of the movie. People should see it. People should forget. I mean.
No, go watch it. It's worth the money.
All right.
Definitely worth the money. It's a good. The little end credit scenes were fun.
Oh yes, those are cool. Yeah.
I like that big Black Panther statue. That shit was hot. I mean, the movie was fun. I enjoyed it. It did what I wanted it to do. It made $25 million last night, so you could just imagine what this movie is gonna make.
It's gonna be over. It's about 210 million. I'm thinking this weekend in the U.S.
And then to go with the overseas totals of 261 so far, not counting yesterday or today's.
That's crazy.
This movie's probably going to be $500 million by the end of the weekend.
No, by the end of the weekend, the movie would be about, I'm saying 700 million.
That's a stretch.
Oh, it's going to be 700 million. Watch.
See, there's another one who thinks Winter Soldier was better.
Yep. I agree. See?
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? Final thoughts?
Definitely going to see it, man. I've seen it 3 times. I'm probably going to see it maybe another 2 times. I'm just a huge geek, man. I can't help it. And to my, I don't actually have to pay for the cinema. I actually have a pass that allows me to go to the cinema as many times as I want in a month. So it's not like I'm paying every single time I go. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
But do you pay monthly for that pass?
Yeah, but it's so cheap. It costs like a monthly pass is like maybe 1.5 movies I pay for.
See, your monthly pass is cool.
Wait, 1.5. How much is that? That's say what, £20?
Well, it's probably like for you guys, it's like $28 a month probably.
Oh, that's good still.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid $20 for the movie when I went to see it yesterday. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
That pass is actually better than the one that they offer here in the States because you're only allowed to see the movie once with the movie pass.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, and can you see opening day or no? I'm not sure.
Yes, you can see all the movies opening day, but you can only see that movie once.
Oh, that blows.
That does
It
blow,
kind of
man.
does.
That sucks.
Yeah. No wonder he was see now the secret side. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go see Civil War again and again and again and again.
just throw the money.
All right, guys. That is just quick questions here. What about Hulk and Thor? They're not in the movie. They never were going to be in the movie. Just too powerful. Yeah, that's good. And Smitty8243 says, "I love Ryan's accent." So,
thank you.
Yeah, you have someone who loves the accent there. I mean, you people are just terrible. You don't love my accent or lose. No, go away. Just joking. All right, guys. Like on my part, go see the movie. It's fun, entertaining. It's Ryan's best Marvel movie. It's my second best Marvel movie. And Lou, where do you put it at?
I don't rank the Marvel movies.
Oh,
Oh, come on. You know what? Before we end it, we have to answer that age-old question. Better than Batman v Superman.
Oh,
Starting
yeah.
with Lou.
Definitely.
You?
Yeah, definitely. The story was tighter.
No, it wasn't. It was slow.
It might have been slow, but it was still better than Batman versus Superman story. Remember,
Slow.
some scenes felt out of place. And you can't deny it because you said it yesterday.
And it's slightly better. I call it slightly better though. But no.
But it's still better. Granted, I will give you a reprised answer come July 16th when I watch the uncut version.
Link 057 says Civil War was just too convoluted. Nah, not really. I mean,
Dude, everybody fought who they needed to fight as far as power levels.
Yeah.
So it balanced out good.
Yeah, the story was told, and they told the story brilliant. And I mean, everybody got their part. There was nobody really left out that shouldn't have been left out.
yeah.
So I thought the story flowed very well. It was a really easy movie to watch.
hmm
And I would say it was slightly better than Batman and Superman. I just love that we're getting the. Obviously, I've read comics since a young age, so I mean, all this stuff's you kind of know what's coming next to a certain extent.
Yeah, true.
But
Yeah.
it's good that in the movies we're starting to see that the heroes are not always the heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
things like that. They're human as well. They do have feelings, emotions. They have a need to be wanted. They have feelings of sadness when they kill people.
They have mothers named Martha.
Yeah. All that. Exactly. And they jump about in a onesie.
Yeah, all right, guys, that is it. Ant-Man was class.
Yeah.
Linko07 says anything is better than BVS. 101 Star Wars fan says Captain is such a hypocrite. He thinks he's above the law. No, I don't think so.
Nah.
No, to me, Captain America had the right idea. Tony Stark was projecting himself. I get it. I get, everybody is saying, look, we need to sign up, but Tony Stark is the one who caused all the problems.
Yeah.
And he admitted it.
Yeah. So he's trying to force and project himself when, Cap is like, no, I'm sorry, man. This is not how I am. I don't follow people's orders.
Yeah.
To go to places and not help people.
Tony, sorry. Carry on.
The only thing Tony can't get blamed for is New York.
Yeah.
He didn't bring the aliens.
No, he didn't.
In reality, Thor brought them because of his brother.
True. But I mean, there's Ultron, then there's Iron Man 3. He caused all that havoc too.
Tony, he's riddled with guilt, man. Tony is just riddled with guilt. That's plain and simple. And the best way to describe Captain America, he's like an arrow. He's a straight cut guy, but he's got a sharp edge, and you don't want to play with him, man. Nobody tells the Cap what to do, man.
True. Victor said, should Cap have died in the movie?
Oh
I
God,
don't think so.
Cap's never dying, man. Annoying.
I think Bucky.
Hey,
should have
mate.
died. No, Bucky. Sorry. I think Rhodey should have died in the movie.
Yeah.
Someone should have died. I agree.
Yeah.
It could have been Rhodey, but I guess Marvel doesn't want to kill off any of the black men.
I mean, look, it's 3 in there now. I mean, you can take out 1, they still leave 2. I'm just joking.
But hey, they like what they have, so why kill them?
That's what I meant, man.
Unless they're waiting for their deaths to be an Infinity War,
Maybe.
where it has
I think-
more of a meaning.
Rhodey dying would have been good, man, because he's kind of getting played out, man. He's too old.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have the best weapons. He's like a second-rate Captain America, and if you at least kill the character off, you would have had Tony Stark at least have more emotion. He's like, this is my best friend.
Yeah.
And even though it was Vision who did it because they were fighting Cap in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, and that means Vision was trying to kill Falcon. Falcon has no bodysuit at all.
Yeah.
He would have just been. You've been roasted in that one.
I mean, unless he has a special parachute in that pack somewhere,
He's toast. He's completely toast.
he was
he's-
gonna fight it big time.
No, Vision was very reckless, man. Like
Barbecued.
he just turned around like this, and next minute, like Falcon's like, "Oops, I'm getting out of here."
It was Vision was too busy trying to get his Mac on with Scarlet anyway. he was trying to get a hot date arranged, man. He's like,
Yeah.
let's go back, man. Let's go back to our wee palace and chill. That's what women do, man. They take your concentration away for 1 minute, and
It's
you're
true.
shooting, you're shooting the wrong people.
You realize that Cap is the ultimate person that uses old ass vehicles, driving around in a Volkswagen Bug.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm sorry though. I understand Cap hooked up with Agent 13. What?
Oh,
Susan Carter, Shannon Carter. But you know, I'm sorry. That's a little off. That is his ex-girlfriend's grandniece. I mean,
It's not his ex-girlfriend because they never did anything. Not even a kiss.
no, there was.
Oh, okay. Whoop-de-doo. They got a kiss.
I guess. I mean, just like show some respect. She just
Right,
got in,
eh?
she was just in the grave, man. Come on, like at least give a month.
at least we know who Agent 13 was. Well, if
Yeah.
people are watching the movies and not actually reading
I mean,
comics, I suppose.
dude, it was such a chuckle to watch Falcon and Bucky just give him a smirk like, "Oh, we're so proud of you."
No, I mean that's you know what, it's funny. I think it's probably even funnier from Bucky because Bucky's like, yeah, I've been waiting 100 years for him to do that. For crying out loud.
I've been waiting 100 years for him to do it, and it turns out that it was his niece.
'Cause in reality, this is Captain's third kiss. If he kissed Peggy in Captain America the first movie,
Yeah.
he kisses Scarlet, the Black Widow, in Winter Soldier,
Oh.
and then now he kissed Shannon. That's his third kiss, technically. That man has not touched a piece of Wu-Tang pie yet. I mean,
He's busy saving the world, man. Come on.
Yeah, man.
there's always time for a little Wu-Tang pie.
You can ask Clark Kent about that one. He jumped into the bathtub.
Yeah.
And made the ocean rock.
Oh god.
Oh wow! Oh my god, man, we're good off base. I mean, that was funny, but all right, cool guys. Let's wrap up. I know I said that like 15 minutes ago.
I don't see it as off base. It was part of the movie, and then now Kevin Feige has come out and said a Black Widow movie is a strong possibility going forward.
I mean, they should. Okay, I mean, yes, thanks for bringing that up before we wrap up again. What do you think about it, Ryan? I mean, I think they should have made a Black Widow movie a long time ago.
I think probably there's enough character there to build a pretty incredible movie. I don't know why they haven't. I mean, it seems.
Well, I think Marvel's had this thing where they've not wanted to push female characters. I don't know why or for what reason. I think Wonder
Because they're
Woman.
afraid of the box office.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was the big push off because of the huge reception she got in BVS, and everyone's excited that Wonder Woman's movie's coming out. And to me, I go, a Black Widow movie is very easy.
That's right. It
Yeah.
would be for.
Yeah,
He did kiss the secretary.
Okay, so wow, you all are counting Cap's kisses.
I forgot about that one, but it is for. He kissed two in one movie.
Wow, dangerous. No, but I think with a Black Widow movie, you can actually base it right after
This
movie because she's on the run, and then she may get some help from Falcon or Nick Fury. Because Nick Fury didn't show
would
up
be
in
the
this.
best one because technically Falcon is locked up.
No, Falcon escaped. Also, remember? I mean, he was
but
released by.
She doesn't know that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Or Hawkeye. Most likely Hawkeye in there.
But that's why I said her movie would be brilliant because at 50, 60 million budget, it's not going to be high special effects because it doesn't need to be. It's more of an espionage.
True.
And you could have characters like a Hawkeye and a Nick Fury be in it as her secondary support.
You see, okay, now this is why Zemo is such a terrible villain. Because to me, if you made Zemo have a bigger plan, then for her, she's like, okay, fine. I need to find out what's going on, or who's trying to destabilize us in the background, just besides Zemo. And then she could, as she's on the run, she's also finding out who that is. But because Zemo is useless and it was just a one-time show-off,
I don't think he'll be a one-time villain.
which Marvel villains have come back?
Besides Loki.
Exactly.
Well, Red Skull hasn't come back because of Hugo Welling's protest.
Of not getting paid well?
It wasn't the paid well. The fact that he hated that fucking makeup on his face. He said it was such a process to put on that. He doesn't want to go through it again.
Oh, okay. Well.
But if they forced him to, he would.
Oh, because he's still under
contract.
contract. He's still under contract, yeah.
But the Dark Elf, yeah, he got killed off, supposedly. Ultron, to me, they shouldn't have killed him off. He could have easily just manipulated his psyche into the internet and just hid somewhere, and then when he's ready to make a comeback, boom.
Well, remember,
bigger, better, and badder.
If you watch that movie again, they blocked him from internet. Somebody cut off his Wi-Fi. Okay. Because basically, Vision blocked him off. He's like, "You cut me off from the internet." I'm like, "Yeah, he just cut off his Wi-Fi, man. I mean, the Wi-Fi module." Ching.
Well, then, okay, but still, they shouldn't have done that. In my opinion, because, Ultron was serviced so poorly.
Yeah, I mean.
They made him a baby Pinocchio, let's be real.
Wow. That's harsh.
He likes to sit there and say that you got no strings on me. Well, in reality, you were just a little kid that had daddy issues.
I think between the films and the comics, are you basing it on like how he was in comic books? You mean?
Yeah, I mean the comics he was just much more of a visceral villain. I mean,
he was much more beefy.
Yeah, it was more beefy. He also had more reason to. In the movie, I mean, he felt like he was chasing his father, Tony Stark.
Yeah,
that's pretty much. So you didn't get to understand like why Ultron is doing stuff, and he just felt like he was, he changed bodies. We didn't, like they didn't explain it properly that he was actually trying to be better than Tony, And it was just more like, oh, he's inhabiting this new molecular / metallic body altogether. So
I didn't really like Age of Ultron, if I'm being honest. I mean,
because Ultron suffered from them telling him cut this out, cut this out, cut that out.
Totally, man.
And some scenes just didn't make sense. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the farm scene, but they could have cut that scene down a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, we'll see, but I think a Black Widow movie can definitely be done.
It would work.
We're going to talk about like 10 years from now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to throw it. I mean, like you said, $50 million budget. That movie makes $500 million. That's bank. I mean, even if you made $100 million, that is still bank.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A Black Widow movie would open anywhere between 80 and 100 million. In its weekend.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and you would probably make up to about 500.
And it would domestically probably do close to 300 for its total run.
To about 280.
For its whole total run, and worldwide, about $500 million. And Marvel would be happy because that's putting it up there with the first event Captain America movie, with Ant-Man, and all that. These lower levels. See, the only issue they had is they're waiting too long.
Well, yeah, that's like the thing. Next year, Wonder Woman's gonna come out. We'll make bank, and then they were like, "Oh, yeah, we should do Black." Like at that point, everybody's like, "Oh, now you're
too late." You're chasing DC, where let's say Wonder Woman does $900 million total.
Jeez.
A Black Widow's not pulling that.
Yeah, and then everybody gets disappointed for some weird reason, even though it's not the same.
That's why she should have came out the gate first with a little team up. None of the main superheroes, because it didn't need her. Her movie wouldn't need it.
No, you know what she should do? She should go on the run and then call up the guys from Netflix, a.k.a. Daredevil and Punisher, and then she's like, I got my mini team. Bam! We're good.
And you know what? That's how you get them into the movies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm smart. Marvel, just 2% cut is okay. That's all I care about. That's fine. It'd be good. All right, guys. All right, now officially, I think we should end. Now that I've said this like 10 times already. Thank you very much for joining again, Lou. Appreciate it. And of course, Ryan, thanks for jumping in.
Thanks,
Didn't
man.
didn't didn't realize your comic book cred was that deep, you know.
Yeah, I'm a
But
geek, man.
but yeah, thanks. Definitely follow everyone. Follow Mr. Lou Rod on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle, Lou?
Booterod.
And of course, Ryan.
Just beginner's tech.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, lower threads are just not working today for some reason whatsoever. Check them out on Twitter as well as Ryan on YouTube. It's Beginners Tech, and of course, it's Border Work here. Thank you very much for joining us. Excuse the location. I am not at home, and I am in this big study of books and papers, as you know.
The
as
knowledge den.
Exactly. Thank you very much, guys. Subscribe to all the channels and enjoy your entertainment.